having one or two big winners. But they'll take the big winners anyway. It's still nice to get 1,000 club points on the board. Boaster under pressure, Stinger in hand. His target has gone walkabouts, and he will hit himself a shot, but unfortunately not the kill. Luckily, Crashies is still going. He's been having a great game so far, and Karen could do nothing about this one. And unfortunately for Foxy9, this time, his luck is just that little bit too far behind. This will be a 6th round onto the ball for Fnatic, and well, although they are still a distance behind Gen G, it's starting to look a little bit more possible as the rounds go on. It seems like some of them, at least, are starting to warm up.
The other thing as well, when you talk about the club points, is that the fact that you need to get that first place in at least one of these esports to go the distance and claim the top prize. It takes the pressure off the other teams so that you can build it a little bit later on. You want to find that early on in the season, early on in the weeks.
What a shot
for Fnatic. Looking at their run internationally, it's definitely not out of the question. But there's a bit of a climb back on this map if they're going to be taking this series cleanly. This has already been a strong performance from Gen G. Wanting to get out.
Right now for Fnatic, Alfia starting to come alive at least a little bit. It's been Crashy is the one to sort of lead the show. Or at least for now. Could be forced back a little bit.
Trap destroyed.
Yeah, sending this short pressure, a little bit of a halt. Not sure what's on the other side.
What?
Boaster already giving up a lot of control.
Why are we not talking?
They've got Kayak embedded in wine. And I think just a lot of respect shown towards those weaker weapons, not wanting to give them the close range angle. Short now being held from the site by Boaster up top.
Holy fucking shit, bro.
There won't be any easy fights. Had they have pounced when they wanted to initially, this could have been a different story. The flash will send Boaster back. It's really Texture that's the danger man. The man with the rifle in hand, sneaking into heaven, finding one cloudburst for the crossover. That
Take a
actually,
nappy.
it's just to get
Listen,
Foxy9 the weapon. Now
the
they're
only
both
way I
armed
can
and dangerous,
ride this
and
day
looking to
out
crunch
is,
in on spawn. Cut that rotation off. Information gained by the jump peak, and they execute
watching in bed and I fall
Now
asleep.
knowing there should be only one player on the other side of the map, if any, and it's Alfier with an op. He finds one, but now the numbers are running at him. What a shot!
Oh, this could be big.
Wow.
Finally starting to see some life in Alfia, a third
My
found.
goal.
But it's the spams of Texture that are having to be
My
dealt with
goal.
eventually. Kayak will finish his dinner, and those are the sort of rounds we expected to see from Alfia. You said it. One man was left to try and defend that B site, but a bit of an unorthodox position.
Don't peeking me.
Three
Don't
big picks
peeking
coming his
me.
way. That is a massive turning point, and potentially such an important round. Bear in mind what was invested into that one from the side of Gen G. If that one slipped, I almost call it map over.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this was one where they have one rifle going into it, find the pick in heaven, gets them an extra rifle, and then isolate Chronicle.
This could have been me.
Now
That
you've
used to
got
be
a
me.
lot of weapons and a lot of bodies coming towards one man with a
Once upon a time,
very
bro.
high fire rate weapon. But he's able to get it across the line, now putting the gap to 3. A remarkable recovery
10-7 from 9-3.
But this is a bigger challenge.
Am I a whole-time streamer, or I have some other job also?
From Gen G. Now they've got everything to work with.
Yeah, the tough thing for Gen G is that this setup is consistently changing. Of course, you want to have those executions where you can send Texture through supportive utility, but you don't know if you're running into Thorns. You don't know if he'll get isolated by a wall. You can that has moved between short, A main, and wherever Chronicle fancies placing it. And then that normally means there's aggression elsewhere on the map. They're having to be incredibly methodical to try and catch out some of these players, but they're using a lot of utility in these early starts to the round. And it means that when it comes to execution,
The one thing I miss from pro play is getting knife kills on stage. And the crowd goes,
Foxy9 put down the alarm bot, but it wasn't fully covering the position. Ends up pulling it back. The ultimate used is that they're not too sure if players are waiting outside B main or not, but now Fnatic have
Audible gas.
They know to be ready on the other side. As in goes the ultimate of the Hunter's Fury from a safe distance, and it's Charon to be dropped
call
to
this
the
comeback
floor.
from a mile away.
3 versus 5 with Ash already gone. But the plant seems to be secured. A lot of this hinges on Foxy9, but they know that he was around B main not long ago, waiting for him to walk up short. And Crashy strikes just in time with Munchkin low. This round seems to already be tied up in a neat little bow. Texture, the only one standing in their way. He would need a 1v5, an ace, and only 2 can be found. Fnatic do well to land an 8th round, and this gap that was looking daunting.
Sleepy Tarek is hilarious, bro. Please never go live fully rested.
Yeah, Texture decided to let them have it because he only ever gets 4Ks, so it's not really any point wasting his own time.
Yeah.
Like, but you always get a little bit worried when he starts hitting headies like that. But no, a great round from Fnatic. Like, firstly, you could tell they realized immediately that, okay, that null command's online. We need to sit back with our utility. We need to have Chronicle away from that A site, at least initially, so that he can activate the Thorns if they do it. And then what we do is we have the Hunter's Fury from afar that could still be activated because it's not in the range. And then we have Alfia with an operator, which it doesn't need any utility. That's Alfia with an operator. And he was a lot more careful with it, at least initially, until he saw that Hunter's Fury for disruption. Once again, a lower buy for Gen.G. They do have a few ultimates available to them.
Why are they doing that?
What catches the eye the most is, of course, that Blade Storm available for Texture. They had an incredible.
What is that? I don't fucking know. I think someone's fucking with me.
10 on the scoreboard, but
maybe Myung's doing it
quite the
to fuck with me. Maybe she's doing it to keep me awake.
Look at this
trying to W me on.
From Fnatic.
He's trying to keep me awake.
Kayak push up in B main early on alongside Alfia.
I mean, straight up, if the building's on fire, like, I'm fucking staying here. I'm too tired to leave.
And there's a vice wall as well.
That's where I'm at. I'm not getting out.
He'll be able to potentially take a pick.
Because you can't take the elevator. I would have to take the stairs.
Even just the drone.
I'm not making it down there.
Information that could start the rotate.
Yeah, that's the thing. With him being able to teleport back to safety, and then the wall there, it's going to be interesting because for the Fnatic side, they don't really have to move.
If I shave my head, do I think that's just growing back or not? That's the issue. I don't know.
And then by that point, they can get back into the site. It's going to be the teleport across. Now the Hunter's Fury. It's a lot of ults being spammed into position. Bear in mind, this was a low investment round for Gen.G, but in terms of ults, it is a high investment round. That's already 2 put into play. I believe Blade Storm's online as well, so that's a 3rd. They need to get something from this.
And it's the Blade Storm, at least to start, but he's being tagged down to 39, trying to use the updraft to pick him off from a different angle. And although the op didn't finish the kill, this round has become a major uphill battle to hold on to that spike control for Gen.G. Pistols sitting on the site, at pistol even, it's just Charon. As Alfier goes down,
what?
Is underway, Ash is jumping through, they've stopped the defuse. Time is... This round has become a major uphill battle to hold on to that spike control for Gen.G. Pistols sitting on the site, at pistol even, it's just Charon. As Alfier goes down,
what?
Is underway, Ash is jumping through, they've stopped the defuse. Time is ticking, and Fnatic
how?
So much pressure.
What the hell?
The Thrifty has worked out. It's an expensive round, but well worth the cost for Gen.G.
That's a spike, I think.
No, that's outrageous though. It wasn't even the ults that won it for them. The ults were null and void by the time. It's like, yeah, cool, okay, we've got ourselves the lockdown, that gave us the site. Okay, we used the Hunter's Fury, that didn't really do anything.
From the shadows.
And then and then it's just Sheriff. It's like that's what did it. Like from this point where all the ults are gone, they should have still lost the round. It's just Sheriff shots from Ash and Charon, and
oh my god.
I think Fnatic will watch that round back and be absolutely fuming.
And there wasn't even any surprise element with Ash running through.
Crazy.
He triggered the wall. They knew. Yeah. Well, he's there. Somehow he's able to find so much value, as is everybody else. Shocking for Fnatic. They've been so clean on this comeback, on the climb back.
Uh-oh. Monka.
Rising to the occasion, but falling at what could be one of the final hurdles. Gen.G.
Wow.
Momentum not fully back in their sails. As you can see, Texture and Munchkin have been ripped out of the round, and Foxy can't even get out of there. He just ran back through the Razor Vine.
Yeah, that is the whole point of that piece of utility. You can't do that, but I probably didn't realize how much damage he's already taken. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, that's the thing for Fnatic. They still have plenty of finances. Like, that is an infuriating round. That's one you're going to want to forget. But they are a team that's very good with their mental fortitude. That's pretty much what we've talked about. Them and sort of Boaster and Chronicle. Chronicle, I think, might be the king of mentality. I don't know if there's anybody better. Then again, if you have the most trophies, you're probably going to be up there. But for now, at least, yeah, the remaining 2 just have to say. Like, you're in a spot
is lock-in same as Masters?
You've just about
yes
managed
or no?
to get through the last round. I think the Spike managed to eliminate one or both remaining players. I think it was both. so they didn't have the gun saved over. Obviously for Texture, he didn't buy because he had a Blade Storm, so it was a little bit different. But yeah, they need to hold on to these guns to have anything. Otherwise, we could very easily see this leveling up in just a moment's time. So we might be laughing and watching and seeing that Sheriff round and going, oh, that never should have happened. But the fact that Fnatic come back so clean, it almost doesn't matter.
Well, yeah, it's the course correction, right? They've gotten right back on the train tracks. They're not derailed just yet, and that's the important thing, because a round like that can very much cripple your mentality. And with a team like Fnatic, I don't think that's likely to ever happen, especially like Alphier. I think he was on Pie Watch at one point. Now he's definitely feeling it a little more. A little silly death there for Foxy9, and he doesn't look happy about that in the player cam either. I think he thought those vines were a little further forward than they were. Thought he'd get out with 7 HP, but left on 0. Huge lead.
Fnatic have somehow found themselves in the driver's seat. Like, this really was, like, this could have been 10 or 11 rounds in that first half.
That shit is too loud.
And now in the second half, we've seen the rise of Alphier.
I'm up, man. I'm fucking reacting as hard as I can. What do they want from me?
That's not the
Can
start
I actually go check?
Texture already down and out. I think a 10th round. I don't want to say it's guaranteed because they've still got Sheriffs in their hands, and we've already seen what they can do with those. But
I'll go down with the shit.
How many times do you think Fnatic will make that?
I'm going down with the shit, no joke.
I think the answer might be 1.
That's where I'm at.
Well, you know, the other thing is they're not against the Blade Storm lurking mid. They're not against a lockdown to take them out of those deep control spaces. They're not against a Hunter's Fury to delay the retake, or a Charon TP from the shadows to get the plant down. Not quite the same round for Gen G. What they do have is a Guardian on Foxy9, and look, with some of the rounds we've seen, that could very well be enough. Fnatic have come back online. They've started to hit shots, and it doesn't feel like they will be crumbling to just one weapon. But I may regret saying that in just a few moments.
I was about to say, they do have a very special set of skills. And that normally involves headshots.
They got my stream on their rig bidding.
They're going to expect the second
player. Where's it coming from? There's a speaker in my room.
Managed to make it round the corner. That could be a bigger problem, though. There's only one is standing. Foxy9. He's not going to have a gun still for another few seconds. He's already managed to pick one up. I think he's made the realization. That shot's crazy, but the time is ticking away. He needs to grab that spike, and already Alfia is going to make it to the site. 20 seconds. He's going to have a decent idea. He's going to wait for him. God. He's not quick enough. An incredibly nice
like
try.
And, controlling it, I guess.
You almost had to eat your words. That was very, very close.
Oh yeah,
Alfia's got your back.
That scared me a lot there. when I see him also looking up to heaven, I'm like, okay, he's gonna be shot in the back. Clears the correct angle.
I don't know.
Makes it a 1v1. Taps the spike after hearing the player drop. He did everything right there. But Alpha taking out the shorty. Knowing he's a little bit more tagged up. That's put them within punching distance of Gen G. A squad who won 9 rounds in a row in that first half. Fnatic winning both pistols has kept them alive. The heart still beating for the EMEA squad as they now look to equalize. As Gen G put their credits on the line. No ultimates to fall back on, at least for now. Kayak, he is playing a risky game if he goes through that smoke, but he's decided to be content with that deep mid control. In fact, he's already out of there.
Yeah, he's been quite happy to pressure, but then fall back. Already the operator
scary.
of Alfia has been seen. That's the fun thing about the Fnatic defense is a lot of it revolves around aggression with the ability to maneuver yourself to a new position in a second. Even quicker for Althea. And because of that, Gen G are having to spend a lot of time feeling out the map just to try and figure out where they want their execution to take place. They also have to worry about those vines. They've definitely been causing some issues, even getting a kill onto Foxy9 just a couple ago.
I'm not popping a Red Bull because I'm already at the end, bro.
Already the operator has repositioned to try and find a new angle. Here is that null command again.
Oh, the spray's not quite there for Boaster, closing in the distance, and it's Texture on the other side. A reliable man when it comes to those kind of fights, and the spray down is what gets him through the smoke. But Foxy9 dropped. The late lurk up through short, expected, dealt with early, and Kayak now has ultimate. to fight his way back in, to clear all those corners on the way into the A side, and that's exactly how this will be used. Already spotting so much info, but they are just getting ahead of it, fighting straight into these angles, and well now, okay, good flash from Kayak, at least levels it up to a 2v2, but Texture wrapping around, he's already out of the door, he wasn't spotted, but Chronicle lands the shot anyways, desperately low on HP, the Classic comes out, but they're both just one shot, and it's Chronicle to keep Fnatic climbing back.
Oh my god, what a retake.
Those are the rounds you expect to see Chronicle winning. Like, it comes down to the millimeter, the slightest of margins. And that fight back continues. He's actually just not seen
what a retake
from Texture. And that just gave him enough time to react. This was the kill. That was the turning point of the round. Just there, just being quick enough to react. And there are a few people that I think are calm enough to hit that shot in that moment. And as said, Captain Core himself of Chronicle, it just managing to get that over the line. We're also seeing that resilience from Kayak as well. Like, we still have to talk about, like, this is a guy entering his rookie season. There's obviously
Gen G have a problem with closing games out.
But it doesn't look like it. It doesn't seem like the pressure ever gets to him, even with how far down they were.
An ongoing issue.
9-3 first half, and while we know for Fnatic that's nothing.
Fnatic with a much more passive hold. They've avoided that utility dump, that direct hit coming in on the other side. This is at least giving them a breath. A moment to stand back and prepare for the retake, because they would have been a player or two down, but that kind of dive from Texture, the paranoia, the flashes coming through. The Hunter's Fury fired into heaven, finds nothing. Fnatic are doing an excellent job of avoiding the utility, but they still have to fight their way back in, and it's the paranoia to lead the way. Boaster lined it up, fired it through, but they haven't dealt with Karen in the corner. He's sidestepping all of those shots, keeping himself alive a moment longer. The op dealt with up top, and now Texture, the final boss of this side, alongside Ash. Winning those fights, but, well, the information is there. Fnatic putting all the pieces of the puzzle together. The time desperately low. The Classic comes out for Ash. And a little too brazen. Just about getting that diffuse across the line. You see why he swung so wide. If he could just get behind Dice, that could be a denial of the diffuse and an easy round win.
No way.
Chronicle's hit final boss mode. Like, this seems to happen like every single tournament he's in. The game starts to get close.
I can't hype it up as much as I would like to.
Like, I'm just not going down for the rest of it. Like, the way that he fought back into that site was absurd. Like, just managing to clear out pretty much every single position, switches back, clears main, and then it's just like, I've got this. I've got 7 bullets. That's all I'll need to pick off the final player while you defuse. If he misses any of that, his teammate dies or he dies and you lose the round. It's just the second he gets towards those late rounds, it's just like Chronicle doesn't miss.
Yeah, even that 140 tag just a round ago. Yeah. And he manages to flick over and immediately punish Texture. He's been doing a remarkable job. It is the beating heart of Fnatic here in the late stages of Ascent. He's shutting down that B main push at double before they've even crossed through that utility. A Hunter's Fury fired blindly through, but it's a good tag. Damage dealt to Karen. Chronicle ultimate activated. He's going to remove weapons from their hands just in time as Boasters arriving into the site. They'll have the weapon back very soon. It's just a Classic to contend with, and that at least gets him the trade on Chronicle.
Yeah, the Steel Guardian's one of those slow activating ultimates, so the Guardian was still in play to at least kill off the man of the moment, Chronicle. He's died on the site, but as you said, Boasters found that trade. And now with 40 seconds left, it's just a pause from the side of Gen G. Hoping that maybe somebody rotates back in the other direction, hoping they make that move, but with full mid control
30 seconds left
from Alfia, he's just waiting and watching. Crash, he's on the cross, but he's lost that battle. A big kill for Ash. The operator is going to take him a moment to get back into position. This leaves Boaster, and he gets absolutely nothing. From the depths, Gen G have risen. It seemed like it was over. Maybe it still is. It's Alfia. Had a horrific first half, but he has been getting better and better as the time goes on, and he is trying to sit and wait and watch for his opponent to make a move. He gets it right, but doesn't quite manage to land the shot. And now on just 3 HP, overtime seems inevitable.
Wow, he had the read.
And it will be.
He had the read. Nice
12. It's going the distance. It's delivering in this matchup for the playoff stage. Neither team wanting to let this one go.
Bloody nice attempt by him. No, I love the idea to just sit back, let your opponent outplay himself, but the shot not hit.
Wait, BBL 1-2-0?
And now you look back to that first half. You look back to Texture.
BBL 1-2-0
with that operator, and you wonder, is it going to be worth the risk? Pull the op out at the risk or the cost of the shields. A trade-off that we may see Gen.G make, and if they do, they'll be right back to winning ways based on what we saw in that first. 9 rounds in a row. All of the rifle rounds, bar one at the very end, that was the thinnest of margins. This should certainly be back to comfort. But both teams flipping the script. We expected to see strong attack sides, and well, we've had anything but.
Here. Mentioned Kayak. You got to mention Ash as well. Another rookie on the scene, but you couldn't tell. You'd never be able to tell. Alfia in a decent position. The drone should be guarded. I think the fact that they did it from so close, you have to make the read that there's probably someone else on the other side. It was a gamble, and it's a gamble that has not paid off.
Again, just on this defensive side, it feels like so often Texture's holding the right angle at the right time. A beautiful bait, nade in to slow the execute on the back of this drone. And Texture holding out wide, dash online, and it's not even his kill. Munchkin's the one finding
3v5 has gone so hard.
Dove into the side with the gate crash has been dealt with immediately. And this push coming through from Fnatic stalled and stopped. They go back in the other direction, but Foxy9's already here in position and missing a few shots, but he gets there in the end. A 5 versus 2, and now it's Munchkin's time to spring the trap. They are one step ahead every step of the way. 13-12 for Gen.G. Back to the attack side.
Yeah, the fact is, though, it's been a game of defensive halves. Both team on that 9-3, so Fnatic are going back to what was pretty much favored from them all the way through. But yeah, the early round, I imagine from Alfia's perspective is that you see the turret, you expect the fact that you're already past the turret, that maybe you have that element of surprise.
One enemy remaining.
That is the thing. With this man on the operator, you asked, is it worth the gamble? And the answer was definitely yes. Every single time. It's a hit every time.
Without a doubt, he has delivered. On the attack side, he's been there at times, but Alfia's been able to trade blow for blow. Hasn't gone for the op this time. It's the rifle in hand. Pressure in. He's been suppressed already. They've dove in. They've blinded him. He's revealed as well.
How's he alive?
He's somehow still drawing breath. Now
what?
There to back him up.
What?
They are combining to shut down this push.
Fuck?
That's unbelievable. He was hit by so much utility.
Guy, pretty other opposition of attack side displays. It can be argued that they're both solid versus other opposition on either side of the map, but this really has just been defensive dominance. And
wow,
I feel like it's going to be whoever can manage to get themselves that attack round that might just break the deadlock.
Not quite. Sometimes that's the beauty of Valorant. It can be unpredictable. Gen.G back, and of course the op out for them, but Alfia, he's trading up. He's doing the same. Attack side operator in play, and perhaps an idea to counter some aggression from Gen.G. If they push into mid late, he'll be there to catch them. They go for that short peek, but there's nothing to be found as the drone goes through and attempt to spot out that hold, but it is Foxy9 spotted on that side of the map. They need to find Texture. If it's not with utility, it'll be with a body hitting the floor.
Double up. Definitely going to be difficult to clear with the operator. Maybe he gets one, but yeah, it's a one and done, and Karen just about quick enough. And then they find out where Texture is, unfortunately, not in the manner they wanted to. It's with a bullet, and it's the poster. Smoke's gone, and they now have to react fairly quickly. Foxy9's not going to catch the cross, but the info's there. Ash, we mentioned it before. He's a man of many more years than it looks.
30 seconds left.
Feeling like an experienced veteran while being a youngster at the same time, and while there's so little time for Fnatic, it's a full sprint. Chronicle's trying to make a actually works.
Wow.
But now Crashy steps up as well. These are the late game players. These are the guys that you look to in the clutch scenarios, but they still have to deal with Texture. Chronicle once again, that final boss that they have to deal with sat at the back of the site. Not even moving, not budging, not giving anything away. Finally, he's been revealed and textured. He's the lab, but he's been immediately headshotted. It has to be the
my God,
here,
Chronicle is the fucking
Who doubts
GOAT.
him at this stage? It is Chronicle to bring the round home. Was that 2v5?
God.
I think it was a 2v5, yeah.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable again that they're able to take that backside. At least 2v4 definitely with the backside fight off the Vice Flash. Yeah, 2v4. Backside fight goes in because of the Vice Flash after they've risked the push through the smoke there. Then this beautiful turn from Crashies, isolating both fights, landing Foxy9 and Karen. And sure, he goes down.
Oh my God.
Once you leave Chronicle in that
Wow.
he's being
Match point
reliable.
Fnatic.
And Genji know that this battle just became so difficult. They had the openings, they had the smokes down as well. Everything was going in their favor. And now it's going to be Fnatic favored to take this across the line. The defensive side's been good to both teams. But Fnatic, with one round win here, close out their opponent's map pick.
And that's Ash gone already. Not the start they were looking for. Managing to get past at least the paranoia, but it didn't matter. That's already texture dealt with. It feels like they're ramming ahead into a wall, and that wall... Oh. It's going to be orange. Oh dear, Foxy's tried to find a gap, and instead he's found absolutely nothing other than a bullet from Chronicle, leaving just two standing.
Another choke
we saw
to
a
Genji.
2v4. They need a 2v5 to stay in the map.
Yeah, 45 seconds to get in, and good read now by Fnatic. They've got the info to work with, and the decision is just to give up this A site. Let them plant, let them have it, and fight back in together. I like this. No risks being taken.
No props to Fnatic? All props to Fnatic.
A labored
Doesn't
effort.
mean that
they
it still means like they still choked. I can't talk.
That's what gave Fnatic
played insane.
The second lease of life, the chance to fight their way back.
What a crazy win!
Get surrounded here, a player in the
what
smoke.
A crazy win for
Fnatic. Him and taking him down, leaving Karen to do it all. But the 1v5,
man.
the ace is too much to ask for. Fnatic somehow managed to walk it all the way back. The 9-3 curve.
Knowing that they are here to play.
Dominate the game.
Absolutely. Map.